Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Waldo and I am in the middle of filming a video where I try to start this 5.9 Cummins in this GMC for the first time. I have run into a little bit of an issue where I'm trying to bend a power steering line to get it to fit. And this cheap $10 Chinese-made line bender is not doing the trick. So in this video, I'm going to make my own quality line bender. So this is the power steering line right here, and it's not fitting in here because the steering shaft is in the way of this. And so I figure if I put a little bend in it right here, it should be able to fit up, and this should be able to get into the power steering pump, and it should clear just fine. So there are a couple issues here. So number one is that the distance between this and this is too great to fit in this small gap. And then the other thing is that this thing is made out of cheap metal and it's already bent on me. So I'm going to make one that is out of a thicker metal, and I'm going to have these closer together so that I can have a tighter radius. I might be able to get away with doing a couple inches spacing for these things. Currently they are 3 inches. So I have a scrap piece of 3/16 inch steel plate that I'm going to use to make this. And I'm going to use this tool as a guide. So I'm going to try to use these pieces here because I don't have a lathe. If I did, I could make my own without too much difficulty, but I should be able to reuse these, I think. Yep, this looks like these are pressed in. Yeah, this one's gonna be a lot harder to get out because I can't rest both sides of this on the bench vise, so maybe I'll just grind this off. There it is. So I'm drawing out a design for this part of it, and I have these positioned approximately where I want them. And if I position them like this, they're not touching, but they are very close to touching. This is about as close as I can get these together. And that's about 2 1/4 inches on center, which is a little bit too big. So I think I might design it so that one or both of these is movable. So this is going to rotate upwards kind of on an arc. I might be able to have this here and then also have a hole up here somewhere maybe. And that way that'll move these closer together. It won't give me as sharp of a bend, but it may be sharp enough. So I think this is where I'm going to set these up. They're not quite touching, but they're close. I think I'm going to drill and tap these things for 1/4 inch bolts. So that means I need a 7/32 inch drill bit. Lining these up is always the hardest part for me. This is made of Chinesium, I think, so it should drill pretty easily. Oh yeah, look at that. That definitely is drilling easier than mild steel. Even the hazard fraught 1/4 inch tap should make short work of this thing. Try to get it in straight. Nice. The hazard fraught tap wrench really is a piece of garbage. We'll try this one out. I think I got this one at a hardware store years ago. Feels better already. Nice. Probably throw some cutting oil on this. Oops. Yep. 1/4 inch bolt threads in nicely. So these things are all threaded in, held on with bolts, and this fits nicely right in the middle. So next, I guess I'll drill another hole somewhere around here for this to attach over here, and then I can choose which one I want it based on how far apart these need to be and how big of a bend I need. All right, so I made a little bit of a mistake. So I'm doing a little bit of cardboard aided design here, and this sort of represents the arm where this will be attached. And the only way that this is going to get out of this spot here is if it rotates straight out like this. And the only way for it to do that is if the pivot point is somewhere along the line that goes through these. So the pivot needs to be right around here. And there's no room for the pivot to be back here the way it's currently designed. So I think I'm just going to take a little piece of scrap metal, weld it onto the back of this, have a place for my pivot, and then I'll continue on with designing the second arm. All right, so I've done a little bit more CAD. We have this arm here, and then we have this other one here. I've marked where this is gonna go, which is right there, and then that's where the pivot is gonna be. And if you look at it like this, you just imagine a handle coming off here and off here. But I ran into a little bit of an issue. When you open this, it actually doesn't open very far before this right here hits this. And is that going to be enough? No, that's not going to open wide enough. And I can't really cut any of this out because it'll sacrifice too much strength from this lever. So I think I'm just going to have to cut this off, make the handle go up here. That'll avoid where the line is going to be right here. That is assuming that your lines are straight. And then I'll redo a new piece of cardboard for the second handle. Worry about that once I've adjusted this one. right, so this one is hopefully complete. And then behind here, the white cardboard, that crazy shape is what I have next. And it should go like that. This is actually going to be connected here. Got the shape all traced in. By the way, the teriyaki chicken bowl was delicious. Whoops, forgot to hit record. So my camera had some issues while I was assembling this, but here it is. Works like that. So next I'm going to weld some handles onto this. Well, now for the moment of truth, we get to see if this tool works. Now, we want to put a bend in it like this. So we do something like this. I might need longer handles. I'm not getting enough leverage on this thing to bend it.
A few moments later.
Well, I found a couple things to give me some leverage. Yeah, it's working. 3/8 steel line is pretty hard to bend. Well, that is quite a bit of bend that I put in. It kinked it just a tiny bit, although I don't think that's going to be a problem. I guess I can see if it fits now. You know, it looks like it might actually fit. Well, that did the trick. That was pretty successful. This silver colored line right here, that's the pressure line coming out of the pump and going to the Hydro Boost unit. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to trying to get this thing running. Yeah, so this was a quick little unplanned video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to look out for the next video in this series where I try to start this thing up for the first time.